Andrew Jenkins, hello. And this is a short countdown time to help the various feeds, the live feeds, catch up with one another and settle down and all that kind of jazz. And we're hanging out with CEO of Marketing CX this morning, one of my great friends and business colleagues. And our theme is Earn the Right to Own a Lead. LinkedIn's #1 unshared secret, folks. So yeah, we're just waiting for the feed to catch up. Hopefully the feed's coming in any minute now. Where is it? Come on, we're just trying to get the feed up from LinkedIn. And yeah, give us a quick wave, Tilly. There we go, and we've got Mrs. Moderator herself, Sarah Jenkins. How you doing?
I'm doing really well, thank you. Hoping to see that I'm going to get I'm too lonely in the feed this morning.
No, well, the live feed is up now, and we've got lots of people on as well. So, yeah, fantastic. Phew, we always love it when people are online. So, fantastic. 130th show, folks. So, with Sarah, Tilly, me, that's today's team. I think that deserves a wow, if I can find a wow. So good morning, Mateus. That's great to see you. And here we go into our sponsorship video. Marketing CX. Dum dum. Boom, there we go. So, oi people and hi gang, it's the Leaders Live showtime, folks. And yeah, please join in the feed. Tell us you're here. There's lots of people online, so please let us know who you are and contribute to the show. It's an interactive show, folks. So hurrah and huzzah. There we go. I love those two words. And it's just after 8:45 a.m. here in the UK. And we are live with Leaders Live. Spreading the love, folks, spreading the love. Yabba dabba doo. So hope you enjoyed that groovy opener as well, gang. And this week we're delighted that we're being powered by Marketing CX. And we've got the CEO of Marketing CX here as well. So it all ties up really nicely today. And yeah, look at who sponsors us each week. And oh, please let us know if our audio is coming through as well, please. And yeah, if you're new to Leaders Live, just please tell us that sorry, if you're new to Leaders Live, please, a warm welcome to you. That's better. That's so much easier to say. And it's a dynamic weekly talk show that generates business through networking, through community, and through extraordinary conversations, just like we're having today, that inspire folks. And as I mentioned in the countdown, I'm Andrew Jenkins, and I host this weekly interactive Leaders Live show that's built an awesome community of like-minded leaders, just as you guys and girls online right now. It's brilliant to see all the feed filling up, which is fantastic. And brilliant. Don't be shy. We'd love you to interact with us and ask questions. We've got a great session this morning, really important for business users. And we've just got 3 simple rules, folks. A safe community, mutual respect, and no selling in the room, please. And our motto is I to the power of we. And a really easy way that you can contribute and support us in this free show and all the time and the effort that we put into it, and boy, we put a lot of effort into this show, is you can use a little app called Buy Me a Coffee. And Buy Me 5, you get a free half-hour coaching session. It looks a bit like this, if I can find it in the feed. 1 second. Here we go. Here's a little test for you. And yeah, all proceeds go to the show, folks. There it is. And it's a nice way of getting a little shout out. And yeah, all proceeds go to the show, as I said. And smash those likes too, please. And give us the thumbs up as we're going along. That just keeps us motivated. I love that little bell. It's fantastic. And you'll see Sarah putting links in the feed as we're going along. And yeah, there we go. So put it all together. What have you got? Bibbidi bobbidi boo. There we are. I love that little phrase. You'll be singing that all day as usual. And so here we go, side by side with CEO of Marketing CX, Tilly Davies, and Earn the Right to Own a Lead, LinkedIn's #1 unshared secret. There we go. And our context for today, just a little bit of context. I love a little bit of context to start the show. Is look, the big question many people are asking, which we're going to ask Tilly all about, is does LinkedIn really deliver the sales results for your business today? And it's a big question, actually. And are there actually smarter and betterer ways, even more betterer ways, to help win you business and increase your sales, folks? And something is changing with lead generation. I don't know whether you've noticed, but I've certainly noticed some changes. And business is moving on. And what does that mean? And what's changing? And what does it mean to LinkedIn, etc., etc.? That's where we're heading. How you doing, Tilly?
I am doing fantastic.
Rock and roll.
Andrew, thanks for having me on the show again.
So you are welcome. This must be Tilly's third, fourth time on the show, I reckon, a regular contributor to our show, and because this is a really important subject, right, Tilly? You know what we're looking at
Yes,
today.
it is. It's the way that we grow our businesses, which is crucial for us to get it right the first time, Andrew.
Get it right the first time. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's not easy to do, is it? I mean, the world's changing rapidly around us, isn't it? And give us a little bit of a, a direction of, what's the big change for you, and what, how's your thinking changing now? Because you've been a LinkedIn power user like myself for many, many years. What do you notice? What's going on? What's your latest reinvention? And where are we heading with lead generation, digital ecosystems, and optimizing our sort of business results for better sales? Tilly, take it away for us. What do you think?
Andrew, we are really focused on client acquisition. We are moving forward. Just focusing on lead generation and counting the numbers is becoming what I want to call almost archaic. Technology is advancing very fast around us. And you and I had the conversation prior to this about ChatGPT and so on. The opportunities out there is vast, but you're going to lose out if you don't stay with the trends and the technologies out there. And for me, the biggest change in the last couple of months has been really that you need to focus on client acquisition rather than just focusing on lead generation. And on the LinkedIn platform, it is becoming crucial that you own your own leads.
Own your own leads.
For many years, we used to use LinkedIn very much almost like a lead database. This is where your ideal clients, operate. This is where you can meet your ideal clients. And what we did in the past is we used to nurture the relationship on LinkedIn and then from there try to get into a meeting. Well, that doesn't work so well anymore.
Really?
We've done it for so many years. If someone asks me for a meeting on LinkedIn, my first reaction is, you want to sell me?
Okay.
Why would I go to your meeting? It is methods that's been used over and over again, and everybody is hanging on to that. In the past, we used to complain about spam messages on LinkedIn, and that started to escalate to a point where messaging on LinkedIn is becoming very difficult.
Isn't it?
But the real change now is you cannot on LinkedIn ask for a meeting and get the same results you used to. Because if people are not interested or
Just
they don't
you.
see a pressing need for themselves, why would they waste 15 minutes to go and have a virtual coffee with you?
Yeah.
And the majority of times, what you find is that when you do get people agreeing with you to meet with you, it's either because they're bored or they just want to have a chat, or the majority of times they see an opportunity to sell you.
To sell you, yeah.
So it is becoming a playing field where you really need to focus on getting people off LinkedIn into your own environment where you can nurture them without asking for an appointment.
Without asking for an appointment. Yeah.
And that is where the stickiness and trickiness on LinkedIn comes in now, because the method of work on LinkedIn has drastically changed. And it's all because of the technology advances that's happening in the world out there at the moment. But also, people are starting to ask the question, Andrew, why should I create content on LinkedIn with displaying all of my intellectual property? I'm paying for the platform either through Premium or Sales
Yeah,
Navigator, and
absolutely.
I don't get results.
I
So
don't
why
get
must I
results.
continue doing this?
Yeah.
And LinkedIn is fighting like crazy because the content on LinkedIn is becoming very boring. And it's, people are, if you really go and look at your feed, it's all these inspirational, motivational posts that stands out. What is leadership? How can you become a better leader? And it's all very emotionally driven. But the real IP is starting to fade away. People is just not prepared anymore to go out on LinkedIn and do how-to posts and those kind of things. It is diminishing quite fast. And the platform is really there for inspiration
It's really
more than
interesting.
anything else. I mean, even if you look at the influencers, Andrew,
Yeah.
I always say there's two barometers to go. Look at what the influencers are doing and look at what LinkedIn is saying what you should be doing, and you'll have a great guide. Now, if you follow Gary Vee, have you noticed in the last 2 weeks he's posting more? A lot more per day than what he used to. You'll also see that Gary Vee is now going out and start talking about his business more.
Gary V. Yeah. Okay.
So if you start looking at what other people are doing, you do get your guidelines. So that is really the direction for today, is you've got to operate in LinkedIn in such a way that you earn the right to own your leads. And owning your lead means take them into a platform outside of LinkedIn so that you can continue the relationship. And this is when I start talking about a digital marketing ecosystem.
Okay. So that's where we're heading. Tilly, that's really interesting. That, and we've got a massive audience today. Let me just bring in Mrs. Moderator, give you a quick break. Wow, what's going on the feed, Sarah? And good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, my LinkedIn's not great. So I've got some posts coming up and I don't know who you are. So Tilly, you've got a great fan, somebody who's going to try and stay with you today because they've been dying to join one of your sessions. Unfortunately, I can't tell you who they are.
I can't see yet either, but there we go. There we go. We'll find out as the feed goes. Tell us who you are.
Yeah. Drop me a message and say who you are.
Brilliant.
Yeah, good to see Steve Whittle on. John Attridge is
Good
not
morning.
shy coming forward this morning. He's got some great questions. So Tilly says he's a LinkedIn junkie.
Oh, yes,
But he does have a concern. Upgrading his verification with the download of his passport with the big hack recently. Any thoughts?
The verification is something that I would advise you just sit still for now. It's something that's being rolled out. I haven't been asked to be verified yet, but I've seen a number of my clients in the UK and Australia is pushing for it. Some are concerned about the security, the personal security, because you do need to upload your driver's license or some kind of identification. However, that's a method LinkedIn has always used. If they close your account and you want it back, you need to provide the documentation to prove that you're a human in any case. From a security point of view, how secure is it? LinkedIn hasn't told us.
LinkedIn hasn't told us. Yeah, isn't that typical of LinkedIn? Do they really keep us that well informed? I sometimes tear my hair out with LinkedIn. Yeah,
No,
indeed.
we just don't know if it is secure or not, because they've been very silent on the method of using um, identification to verify yourself. So how safe is it if you start uploading your driver's license?
Yeah, it's driving license or passport. So hang on in
Mm.
there, John. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah, because
Anything
John
else, sir?
says,
Yeah.
yeah, John says LinkedIn tell us that doing that you'll get better engagement, but his IT are very skeptical about that.
I'm very skeptical about that too. Tilly, yeah, you're shaking
Yeah.
your head as well. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I'm very skeptical about that, because LinkedIn is driven by algorithms.
yeah.
So are they now changing the algorithm to say everybody that's verified is going to get exposure?
Mhm. Yeah, or those that
They
don't
haven't
won't.
told us. They haven't told
They
us.
haven't told us.
So we just don't know. So at this point in time, my advice to my clients was just wait.
Just wait. Okay, there's some good
Mm,
advice. Okay,
there we
just
go.
wait. And anything else you want to
Lovely.
pick on, Sarah, for now?
Yes. So, question from Sancha. Tilly, how do we approach prospects on LinkedIn that can convert? I
Oh,
suspect we might be coming to that shortly.
yeah, we'll come to that, Sancha. So hang on in there, kiddo. We're going to come
Keep,
to
keep
that.
listening.
Yeah.
Simon Brook mentions LinkedIn's handy for congratulating colleagues on their early retirement. Most people contacted me are trying to sell some completely irrelevant software.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well, nice one, Simon. It's great to see you again as well online. Brilliant.
Yeah, Anita says LinkedIn are keep pushing for verification. And it's often the case when a company pushes something, it benefits them and not us.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is one of John's favourites as well, John Atters. I'm second guessing you here, John, is that, who we're doing this for, is the dog wagging its tail, or is the tail wagging the dog? Yeah, I get that. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Sarah. And right, we've got an audience question as well, Sarah. Let's get the audience going.
We have indeed. Does your LinkedIn results justify the amount of time you spend on the platform?
Okay, so yeah, we're going to give LinkedIn a bit of a shaking today on this show. We're not frightened of where praise is due, obviously, absolutely, but also when things aren't going as well as they perhaps should be. And LinkedIn is one of those things that I've been questioning for a while. So we're shaking the tree this morning. There we go. So please join in with us on that. Be honest. Let's just see what people are thinking about that. And meanwhile, there's a bit of a delay in the feed. So I'm going to kick off with a question for Tilly. Tilly, okay, we're giving LinkedIn a bit of a bashing, but it's good at some things, right? And this whole thing about building relationships. So, what sort of strategies should we work on LinkedIn that starts that whole process off? And we're going to come to the digital ecosystem as we go along, but set us off. What's the thing that we need to do with LinkedIn? What strategies should we be adopting?
Okay, I think the best way to start explaining the strategy, Andrew, is just to position myself.
Please do.
I
Yeah.
am a very keen, avid user of LinkedIn.
Yeah,
And I do
likewise.
believe that LinkedIn has got a great place in organic marketing. So if I go and ask questions around LinkedIn, it's purely from being totally objective and looking at what I'm working with, so that I can get the results that I promise my clients, because we are specialists in LinkedIn and that's what we offer our clients. The strategies on LinkedIn is changing because not only does the platform change regularly without notification or without clarification of
Yeah.
what changes and why the changes, but
Mm.
also the whole digital marketing world is changing due to the technology advancements, AI, and those kind of tools that's becoming available to us. The
Mm.
strategy on LinkedIn has changed radically.
Ooh,
And
radically.
unless you're going to move in that direction, you are going to be left behind. And the simple answer to what strategy works at the moment, forget about yourself. If you're going to go onto the platform with the idea of, I want to get my message out there, I want to generate leads, I want to have prospects, I want to get clients, I want to get results, you are not going to make any leeway on the platform. The platform is as such, it is becoming far more social in the sense that give more and receive less. In other words, it's not about what you want to say, is a favorite saying of mine. It's what they want to hear. Ask more questions. Use the platform for research. Learn where your ideal clients are at. That is the strategies that you need to adopt, even in your content that you create. Tell them their story. Don't tell your story. Tell them the difficulties you know they are going through and help them understand their environment. But if you're going to sit on the platform and start shouting how great you are and how great your products and services are, you're just going to be left behind and nobody's going to engage with you. You also need to create a huge amount of curiosity. I was working with a prospect. He first started engaging on my content, then I engaged on his content, and then he started messaging me. After the 5th message, he said to me, Tilly, now when are you going to tell me how you can help me?
Brilliant. So he's asking you, right?
Yeah. So you've got to lead the conversation in such a way that you're the one asking questions, qualify all the time, but in such a way that they feel valued.
Qualified by valuing, right? Not just a lead qualifying for your benefit, but qualify for their benefit.
Now, the real strategy here is it starts with your profile.
Okay.
In the past, we had all sorts of formulas on how to set up your profile with keywords and all sorts of things.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But the thing now is those keywords are their keywords, not yours.
Their keywords. Yes.
It's not yours. The message that you put out on your profile is their message, not yours. In other words, you need to focus on your profile on what it is that they really, really want, not what you really, really give. Social proof is also becoming questionable. And that is why using your profile for recommendations, here is a little bit of a tip and a trick. If somebody gives you a recommendation, make sure that person starts engaging with you everywhere. In other words, Andrew, you gave me a recommendation. I've got to get you to start commenting and engaging with my content, because that validates the recommendation.
So get them to join in the conversation, yeah?
Start getting them to join. In the past, what we used to do on LinkedIn is just go out and get all of these recommendations so that people can see how great we are.
We are, yeah.
But the strategy now is, if someone gives you a recommendation, make sure there's a very solid relationship, and it's not just to make you look good, but it is to display the level of relationships that you are building.
The level of relationships, all about relationships, folks. And if I can just summarize for a moment, because there's loads of strategies and tips there. It's not about you, folks. Be social on LinkedIn. Give more. So give first economy. Don't try and receive first. Ask more questions. Research on the platform. Use the platform to research. Brilliant for research, actually. try and work out what the problem is that you're trying to resolve, that your customers need and your clients need, and create curiosity through engagement, tagging people, etc. And this whole thing about pacing, matching and leading is really important, and getting that right. Build the rapport through pacing and matching, but then lead. But that qualifying isn't about qualifying for you, it's qualifying for their values, what they're looking for. And it starts with your profile, folks, and they're not your keywords, they're the keywords of other people that you're trying to attract. And a great tip is engage the people that recommend you. You know, you can use, I presume you can use tags and things like that to engage people, Tilly.
You can use tags, but when you do ask for a recommendation, ask recommendations from people that you do have a relationship with on the platform. As well. People want to see the level of relationships that you have. And Andrew, the most important one of all of this is focus more on engaging and less on creating. People want to go out and post content all the time and work hard on it. Go into the areas where your ideal clients are. So let's say, for instance, as an example, I target financial advisors. I feel that my ideal client is a financial advisor. I will go and comment on all of their posts. I might have to go and swallow a financial dictionary to know what it
to
means
get the keywords,
to grow
right?
a book and, and talk their language. But the beauty of engaging in that kind of environment is I become 4 years old and I sit there and literally go, okay, I hear what you're saying, but why?
Be a sponge, yeah.
How does that work? I don't understand. And get them to start talking about themselves. And they feel good about it because every time you do that, you give them an opportunity to explain themselves more to what they believe is their ideal clients. Now, in doing something like that, it is you exposing yourself as a caring person. And their audience, their network, are people that's going to be your ideal clients as well.
Yeah, now an interesting follow-up here, Tilly, and we'll come to the comments in a moment. But so I get that, what you're saying, engage with people's comments rather than create second, engage first. Does the LinkedIn algorithm, has that changed to adjust for that?
Not really, Andrew. It's a way to bypass the algorithm.
Okay, right.
If you post content, the algorithm needs to go and display it to 100, 200,000 people. If I comment on a post that already has 1,000 comments, 1,000 people's going to see my comment.
Indeed.
So it's a way of bypassing the algorithm, but I am not very stuck on the algorithm myself. We always talk about LinkedIn's algorithm, but LinkedIn has got many algorithms.
Yeah, it's a mystery as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's
give you a break for a minute, Tilly. So I'm just conscious that there's so much going on in the feed. Mrs. Moderator, well, pick through that lot.
Lots of good stuff. So apologies today if you don't get yours mentioned, because there is an awful lot going on. I'm going to combine a bit and summarize a bit.
Great.
Matthias says he used to use both LinkedIn Premium and Sales Nav, but didn't get many leads or followers from this. He's experienced more success organically, focusing on quality posts and comments, adding connections where interests in common, and not being salesy. He's never advertised for services on LinkedIn. People have come to him after they've read the content, and then 2 weeks ago he became a top leadership voice. So that is,
look at that, brilliant. So he's following your strategy there, Tilly.
Absolutely.
Matthias is absolutely correct.
There we go.
If
Matthias.
you're not going, Matthias, the beauty is without Sales Navigator, you're going to focus more on engagement and content, and you're going to get more leads that way.
Yeah,
So, the necessity of Sales Navigator is questionable in the sense
I
that if
agree.
you don't use the platform for lead generation,
Mm,
like we did in the past, the only thing Sales Navigator is going to give you is the search capabilities.
mm,
But you can find people through engagement and just working the right posts, other people's posts. You can find your ideal clients without the search, just
I
through
agree.
engagement.
I agree. So,
Um,
yeah, interesting. So, sales nav may be becoming irrelevant for this type of strategy, is what we're saying here,
yeah,
unless you're really
it's
focused on lead gen.
yeah.
Okay.
The one thing that stands out, Andrew, that I just want to highlight is
Mm,
one thing that we find on LinkedIn is there's very few people that's very active. I did an exercise for a week now for a specific client of mine, and we did batches of 50 every day. And in his target audience, out of the 50, the most we got was 5 active people that posted or did any form of activity on LinkedIn in 90 days. So it's not even 1% out of the batches that we did over a week are active. So that is why I say just doing a search on Sales Navigator and throw everybody with a clever message is a waste of time.
there we
If
go,
you go
folks.
and if you engage on the post, you can see they're active.
Yeah. And interesting, isn't that interesting? So actually the majority of people aren't active on LinkedIn, and what you're trying to do is find those that are. And the easiest way of doing that is through engaging on people's posts, right? Okay,
Exactly. It
gotcha.
saves you a heap of time.
Yeah, heap of time. There you go, folks. Anything else, Sarah, that you want to pick up on?
Yeah, Kieran says, love this guidance from Tilly, that it's not about you, it's about them. 90% of my content is about problems that face. 10% have a personal post. The personal posts get a huge amount more traction from my network and audience, but I think it helps the other 90% of the posts connect with him on a deeper level
On
than
a
others.
deeper level.
What do you think, Tilly?
Oh,
People buy from people,
people buy from people.
and they want to know who you are. My best post this year was about me revamping my swimming pool.
Brilliant. Well, it's yeah.
People want to know that I'm human.
Oh,
They want to know
brilliant.
who is Tilly.
Yeah,
Who is the face behind Tilly. And sometimes I'm not saying that you need to go out and really start looking for counseling on LinkedIn, but sometimes just become human
just
and
become
just
human.
explain to people who you are.
Human
Um,
stories.
and what you find often is when you go out with something personal, something that you do, a hobby, a restaurant you went to, and so on, immediately thereafter, if you continue on the vein of focusing on them, what you're going to find is your engagement is immediately starting to climb. So if your engagement on your own posts start going down, do Twitter posts, those little picture posts, do
Yeah,
personal posts, and those kind of things, very short and sweet. But immediately your following is start looking at you and say, but you human, I can relate to you.
I can relate to you. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be
Mm,
business, 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 does it? And it could
mm.
be anything about your swimming pool or my mum's art or whatever. Yeah, I get it.
Think about it, Andrew. How do you network at a face-to-face event?
Well, you find out
You
about the
talk
person.
to
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
You talk to people, you find out who they are and where do they live, where do they come from, how did they get there, and so on. Just get personal, get real.
Get personal, get real, folks. Sarah, what else is going on?
Yeah, Graham Rose, Tilly Davies,
Oh, I
what
love
single
Graham's
hack
questions.
for LinkedIn do you suggest for daily practice?
There you go. Oh, Graham, you come out with some awesome questions, don't you? Great to have you on the show, Graham. There you go. Over
Uh,
to you, Tilly.
Graham, I want to put the naughty shoes on here because I was telling Andrew before the time, if I get a question, I'm going to say, I don't know.
I don't know.
The the single hack for
Brilliant.
LinkedIn is your notifications tab. Your notifications tab is gold, guys, and very few people realize that. If you just focus on your notification tab, you're going to learn a lot.
Yeah.
First of all, if you on a daily basis clear out your notifications tab, you're going to see that what you think you're trying to achieve and what LinkedIn sees with its algorithms is two different things. So if you start getting notifications on posts that you don't want to engage on, guess what? You're doing the wrong activity during the day. So you need to realign your activities so that LinkedIn and its algorithms can see what you're really interested in. Your notifications tab is also gold in saving you time, because the more you engage on posts that is going to add huge value to you, the more you're going to get notifications on those kind of posts. So literally, you can run through your notifications tab every single day. And that's done for LinkedIn because you've done all of the engagement that you need to.
Yeah.
So it's a very nice barometer to have
It
to say,
is. Yeah.
am I on track?
Yeah.
Am I not on track?
It's a
And
direct
if I
feedback
start,
loop. Yeah. Right,
yeah,
Tilly?
exactly. No.
Brilliant. I like that. Sarah, anything else?
Yeah. So Simon Brooks, Simon,
Simon,
I'm
yeah.
going to add a comment here. So Simon says personal stories are okay, moderation, but isn't that what Instagram is for? Well, I'm just going to go out there and say, well, actually, anything I see on Instagram, I think is the edited highlights and isn't true life.
You
It's
know,
the
Simon,
Instagram life.
Simon, I need to bring the personal stories into context here.
Mm,
If I write about my swimming pool, I always relate the experience back to
back to
what I
business.
experience in
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
So I would start telling about this huge fat project I have because I want to fill my swimming pool. And I needed to go and really figure out, how do you fill up a swimming pool? You can't just put sand in it, I believe. But that's what I found in my business the same way. I need to fully understand what is this giant in front of me, how am I going to tackle it, what is my steps, and so on. So when you use personal stories, it's not to just go and say, I had pizza for supper last night, but to take that pizza into your business and leave a lesson
Yeah.
for them based on your personal story. And I find that works brilliant for me. You know, I I prepared a post for later this week. We were watching Man City this weekend.
That's not a team, is it? Is that a football team?
Our grandson will be very happy.
I'm Arsenal. Listen, I'm Arsenal. But I had to watch Man City Liverpool to make sure
Had to
Arsenal
watch.
stays on top. But my dog was lying on its back with its paws in the air, watching it with his head down. And I'm going to post a picture of that because it was hilarious. I've never seen a dog lie on its back like that.
Yeah.
But the picture I got is sometimes you just need to view your business from a different angle.
I get it completely. Yeah, I get it. I love that. And actually, a friend of mine who's online now, Rebecca Jenkins, Sarah, she's a master at this, isn't she, with her content? Just shouting
Yeah, I
out
mean,
Rebecca
Rebecca
now.
says, what new changes are we expecting to see on LinkedIn?
Get off it.
Now, that is so refreshing to hear that, Tilly. Say that again so we get it. So, yeah.
It's what this is all about, Rebecca, is you've got to earn the right to own your lead. You've got to get the people that you are building relationships off LinkedIn. And the method we used to use to con them into meetings ain't working anymore. So you've got to build that relationship to such an extent that a person is willing to engage with you outside of LinkedIn, whether that is a meeting, whether it is to watch a case study, whatever it is. You've got to focus. The whole focus of LinkedIn has moved away from lead generation, client acquisition, to relationships in such a way that you can get your leads into your own environment,
into your
where
own
you
digital.
can nurture them, where you can reach out to them in your way and not the way that LinkedIn is dictating to us.
Yeah, I think that's so
Um,
refreshing to hear,
and
Tilly. That.
in that way, LinkedIn is playing a huge role, but you're going to have to change your strategy and your tactics in such a way that the person almost begs you to say, please give me something.
Yeah.
So that when you get them, and this is not a numbers game. You know, in the past, we wanted to have email lists of 100,000.
Yeah.
An email list of 500 qualified relationships that was formed on LinkedIn can feed your business for a year.
There you go, folks. So a qualified list, a smaller qualified list, will feed your business better than a massive one that you're not personal with. And how do we do that? You know, let's start digging into this. You talked about the digital ecosystem, and we're kind of leading up to that. So once a lead is willing to kind of ask for more, you know, what are the best practices to transition that person out of LinkedIn, you know, that relationship, if you like, out of LinkedIn, and you know, there's all those sort of compliance things you've got to do and verification, and you know, talk us through that a little bit, Tilly.
Okay, so the best way to get your lead off LinkedIn is don't ask him. You're frowning.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting for the next bit. Yeah, go for it.
I just suddenly
I
got a
like
glimpse of you, and I thought, okay, now you're frowning.
that.
The best way to get a lead
Mm,
off LinkedIn is to make sure that you've got the right links displayed everywhere, on your profile, on your page, in your contents, PSs, and so on. And please don't go put this on other people's posts.
no,
So your
absolutely.
setups
Yeah.
you need to understand and design your digital marketing ecosystem. So what is a digital marketing
Oh, yeah.
ecosystem?
Please tell us.
It
Yeah.
is putting your entire online presence in one bucket. In other words, you can go nurture leads off LinkedIn, either through email, through your website, through your funnel, through a call booking funnel system, through Instagram, Twitter, and all of those, but all in one bucket, so that your lead has access to your entire digital marketing online presence. It's not just in LinkedIn anymore. It is, they can have access to absolutely everything that you have. Now, on LinkedIn, once you've created this ecosystem and you understand fully what it is that you have, a couple of things are going to happen. I can drive traffic from my ecosystem back into LinkedIn so that I can build stronger relationships from my ecosystem, and I can move my ideal clients from LinkedIn into my ecosystem. Now, the question then, Andrew, is how do you get them off LinkedIn to enter into your own ecosystem where you can now nurture them? Maybe they going to be more happy with YouTube, with email, with blogs, with podcasts, whatever your ecosystem consists of.
Ah,
Um, so the thing is as such on LinkedIn, take them right through LinkedIn without asking them to go off. So in other words, I would take people to content that I featured on my profile. If someone asks me a question, now Tilly, how are you going to help me to grow your book? Well, go have a look on my profile. I did this and this content answering that exact question. Here's the link. It's on my profile.
What profile?
So
Your LinkedIn profile or another profile?
my LinkedIn profile.
Okay.
So I sent them to and fro on my LinkedIn. So if they ask me, oh, I did a newsletter on that, here's the link to the LinkedIn newsletter that I did. But
Okay.
guess what's in the newsletter? My ecosystem URL, my ecosystem link. Ultimately, in building the relationship and exposing them to there is another area they can go to, they tend to just land in there because I don't position the ecosystem as a service or something they can buy. I position the ecosystem, you know what, if you really want to understand how to grow your book as a financial advisor, as an example, I've got a case study on that.
Yeah.
I can give you the link if you want, but it's not on LinkedIn. I warn them, it's not on LinkedIn, but I've got this case study. It's a page that you can go watch and see how some of your competitors have done it. Some of my other clients have done it. So I give them value outside of LinkedIn, and that is how I start growing my community outside of LinkedIn by adding the value outside of LinkedIn
Okay.
and sending them to my ecosystem. Because quite frankly, on LinkedIn, if you put in the link, LinkedIn will very nicely say you're about to exit LinkedIn. Do you want to continue or go back?
They do that, don't they? Very politely. Yeah.
Very politely. So putting in links in any case doesn't work because suddenly someone realizes they might go to a sales page. That doesn't work so well anymore. Asking someone for a 15-minute quick Zoom call doesn't work so well because people either see it that you want to sell them or they will accept it and they never sit, so they never arrive. Or if they do arrive, they're not ready to buy.
They're not ready to buy.
The relationship hasn't
Sorry about
been
that.
developed as yet.
Yeah.
So the best bet is to get them off LinkedIn and to continue the relationship, but within your whole
Ecosystem.
bucket.
Okay. Let's talk about that ecosystem in a moment and get to that bucket. But firstly, Sarah, back to you for a while. This is moderator.
Yeah, Graham says if LinkedIn closed down tomorrow,
Love this
what would
question.
be the biggest impact for coaches and consultants? At least if you have your own leads off LinkedIn, then you're partially insulated.
Yeah.
Exactly, Graham.
There he is.
It's the biggest problem that we have with technology changing. I mean, I could generate leads with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I
Interesting.
don't need LinkedIn.
I can generate leads using ChatGPT. I've not thought about that one before. There's a new way of working on. Wow, ChatGPT. There we go. Yeah, thanks. Great, Sarah.
Yeah, welcome back to Jonas. Nice to hear you with us today.
He's back, baby, he says.
John Attridge makes me laugh. He said, I'm thinking of creating a new social platform where you meet people face to face.
Oh,
Or by using this new thing called a phone. Any thoughts?
you mean the telephone? You mean that the dog and bone, as they used to call it?
To people.
Oh, what thoughts have
That's
you got
very
to that, Tilly?
interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting, Andrew. I saw a post the other day in Australia
Yeah,
where they were saying that they dedicate a day, the specific company, to do face-to-face meetings.
on the phone.
And they are far more successful with their face-to-face meetings than what they are with their virtual meetings. So it is a thought that people are looking at and getting more real.
More real. There we go. There we go. Fantastic. Thank you. And back to that ecosystem question. When you were talking about ecosystems, I was thinking, so where's Tilly going with that? You mentioned YouTube, you mentioned email, you mentioned podcasts. I'm thinking about things like Aweber, MailChimp, these kind of subscription services that allow you to nurture a lead. Is that an example of an ecosystem?
No.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. I've got the complete wrong end of the mark. Yeah. Carry on then. Educate us.
My dad used to say the apple fell on his head. And the, the apple fell on my head last year when I was looking at this, and I was looking at the statistics, and I was analyzing my clients' accounts on LinkedIn, and I realized that the world is so fast, Andrew. You don't have time to go and play a bit on Instagram and play a bit on this. And then, by the end of the day, you spend your entire day marketing online while you're actually trying to just run your business and grow your business.
I agree.
And, you know, and then you invest in marketing agencies that, with all due respect to any marketing agency that's here, that focuses on pretty pictures and fancy words, but they're not results driven.
Driven.
They don't, they're not prepared to step up and say, I'll work on commission. I'm so confident that my marketing works. And now you've got to go and spend a lot of money on marketing companies to take care of your online presence. So what we've done is we created what I call a SaaS system, or what is known as a SaaS system, software as a service, where all of the MarTech, marketing technologies is in one bucket. So you don't need Aweber. It's already there. You don't need to have Agora, Pulse, or Hootsuite. It's already there. You don't need to go out and log into LinkedIn or to Instagram because it's already there. You don't need to have Aweber to go and send out your emails because it's already there. Everything is managed on one platform, even the hosting of your website, even the hosting of your funnel system. So it is just one platform, one login, and you do everything. And because everything is under one umbrella, it is so much easier to move the information and repurpose the information to the different systems that you have, because it's all bundled together. So even when you now go out and I get someone that subscribe to my YouTube channel, I can take and nurture that person and move him to Instagram and move him to LinkedIn, because everything is visible. I can see my entire list, email list, my entire following, the community I'm building, even my membership that I am doing, where we do coaching, is within the system. So I can move people around very easy now. Maybe I wasn't that successful with them in LinkedIn. I didn't close the deal, but maybe by seeing my YouTube, my podcast, my website all together, it also makes it a lot easier to move people off these social media platforms, because you can add value for them in one single environment and manage the relationship in one single environment, which then means that our method of work has changed. We take people off LinkedIn and into LinkedIn. So I might find someone, and I had a classic case of this over the weekend. I don't generate leads on Facebook. I don't work Facebook apart from just posting content. But I got someone from Facebook that started talking to me, and I sent her, because she's in my ecosystem now, I sent her to LinkedIn so that I can continue the relationship on LinkedIn, because that is where my social media focus is. So now she's in my community in LinkedIn. So taking them outside of LinkedIn back into LinkedIn, because that is where I work my organic marketing, not my paid advertising.
So that's a great example, that one. So what I'm getting at then, you're, if I've got this right, you're talking about this software system, this SaaS, this software as a system, as a service. Is that your marketing machine now? Have you created something like this? Have you created
Yeah,
that one-stop shop? Is that what you're doing?
yeah. What we did is we call it the marketing CX machine.
The marketing CX
Marketing
machine.
for the customer experience machine. You know, Andrew, I started marketing CX 9 years ago
Mm,
with a conviction that customer experience starts in the marketing phase, not after the sale. And this was always my philosophy in my marketing agency, is to start building that customer experience and focus on delivering a good experience during the marketing phase. And this is what I advocate to my clients as well. So this is just a consolidation of all of our efforts into one machine. Now, the beauty of this is you can go out and purchase a piece of software to manage your business. Let's say SAP or Soho or
Zoho, yeah.
whatever piece of software that you have. This now works in a similar kind of way, in that you can, we can develop your marketing machine for you. It takes us 30 days to develop your marketing machine for you, and you've got your entire marketing structure set up. So in other words, you can go, that's my blog.
Yeah, that's your blog.
You can go in and go in to, you can take your marketing machine. With a marketing machine, we have developed 27 SOPs, standard operating procedures, that shows you exactly, you can even run your own advertising. You don't need a marketing manager to do that. You just follow the steps on the SOPs. Plus, we've plugged in a support structure into the machine that works almost like a call center. So you get your entire marketing system set up. Now, I saw this last year when LinkedIn started going funny, that what is needed is a consolidation of all your efforts, but in such a way that it's a plug and play kind of thing. You go in, you can run your own email marketing systems, and we've built it in 3 layers, where you get your traffic that you source from organic marketing and paid advertising. You push them into your website and funnel systems, and at the bottom we've built in automated systems, that if a person comes into your ecosystem, there's an email that just sequence that just runs out to them automatically. If a person goes and wants to book a meeting with you, there is integration to SMS and voicemail and telephone systems. That's my blog again.
Yeah, I can't find
And
you. What's the website so I can just get to it while we're talking? I've got marketingcx.co.za. Is that the one?
it's on the chat.
Oh, is it? Right.
Right.
Okay, it's in the chat. Fine. Great. Thank you.
Yeah, it's in the chat, Andrew. I think I sent it to you this morning, 3:00. We were talking at 3:00 this
We were
morning.
indeed. Yeah, we were indeed.
So the whole idea is to save people time and money. When I talk about this, the platform and so on, the whole idea is to help businesses, and especially also the smaller business, to have a fully developed marketing system up front.
Yeah.
And that just runs almost on autopilot. So you plug it in. If you have any hassles, there's a huge support system behind it. And you get all of the operating procedures with it if you do have a marketing manager or you want to run it yourself, to just go through the sequences and understand I even created, there we go.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted.
So we even went in and created now I lost my train of thought, but part of the ecosystem that we do is we try to help the smaller business to really start using online marketing more smartly. One of the biggest problems we have picked up over the years on working with clients on LinkedIn is their websites. It's still glorified brochures. We do this, we have this. So we create websites in this ecosystem that is customer centric, that say what they want to hear, not what you want to say. The same philosophy that I use in LinkedIn, we build into the websites. And we understand that in the era we live in at the moment, speed is everything. So we build these websites in a day.
Wow.
And I'm not talking about one page, I'm talking about 7, 8, 9 pages.
That's
And
amazing.
we transform people's websites for them in a day, and we transform them into customer-centric websites by analyzing their offers. And I've recognized the fact, Andrew, that in business, and this is through my workings on LinkedIn, in business, what is important is speed and results.
Yeah, I get
Speed,
it.
and I want to make money.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all in business here.
We are
We in
indeed.
business, we want to make money.
We do.
So, and I don't want to wait till next year. I want to make money today. So we built the website in a day, and I'm not selling. Oh God, am I selling, Andrew? Just tell me to
No,
shush.
we're
But
doing all right. So, I mean, we're running out of time. So, but the key thing here is that Tilly's website is marketingcx.co/ the marketing machine, /marketing-machine. So you'll find it there. It's in the
they
link
can
as
also
well.
go to, that is just the marketing machine. They can go to my website. It's marketingcx.biz.
Yeah.
And everything is on there. We try to do everything for the small business, as I said, Andrew. And I just want to say last thing. Speed and making money is what you guys are all about. So we do the entire digital ecosystem, not the marketing machine, plus your website for $97. Crazy.
Crazy price. There you go. There it is. So yeah, $97, folks. So look, please reach out to Tilly. We've run out of time, as we always do on this show. We'd love to talk to you more, but we'd like to see how you're getting on as you're going along. So let's just give you a quick round of applause. There we go. Fantastic. Yeah, $97, folks. There you go. Reach out to Tilly on her websites. The feeds will all be the links to Tilly's websites will be in the feed. If they're not there now, they will be in a moment. Thank you ever so much for an amazing show today. Let's just bring Mrs. Moderator in. Anything you want to finish up on, Sarah, before we
yeah,
up?
just to highlight what Graham said. Sarah, can you organise another follow-up session with Tilly in the next couple of months? There is so much content to cover in this area.
There we go.
So yeah, lots of grateful comments, Tilly, lots of interest. So yeah, just remind people to, get in touch with Tilly.
Yeah.
Absolutely advocate what she does.
And we'll put those feeds. We'll put all those feeds in.
They're done. They're in.
They're done. There they are. They're all there. Brilliant session. Thank you very much. What a great session today. My gosh, we've run out of time. So goose for next week, by the way, folks, just to finish off with. We're actually going to take a bit of downtime, Sarah and I, because we're moving house. So we're moving area, we're moving house. It's all exciting. It's scary stuff. So we're offline for about 4 weeks while we just move house and move the studio, the live show studio, and get it all set up again in another place with another internet connection. We've got a lot to do. So yeah, we're going to take a month off just to do that. So that's the Easter period as well. We normally take a couple of weeks off during Easter. We're going to take 4 weeks off, but we'll see you back on I think it's the 9th or the 19th of April, Sarah. I don't know whether you've got a diary.
Well, you'll just have to look out for the ads.
We just have to look out for the ads. There it is. Yeah. So back in 4 weeks, folks. And we're just going to say thank you to Tilly, and what a fantastic show we've had today. And yeah, thanks again for all your wisdom. We will bring you back in April or May. Actually, I think we need another follow-up session on this. Highly popular today. Thank you very much. We will say goodbye to you in our Marketing CX outro closer. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
5 minutes over, Sarah. We've never done that before. That's because Tilly had so much to share, right? Fantastic. Lovely. Boom. There we go. Thank you very much, folks. See you again in 4 weeks' time when
Thank you.
we're going to North Devon,
Thank you.
Graham. Cheers for now. Cheers.